Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, we're back, baby. We're back.
We're back.
Almost like we never left. Honestly, in this episode, we didn't take a lot of time off in between. So it feels natural. It feels good. It feels like
Yes.
I belong here. You know what I mean?
I would agree. 100%.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Warren, how has your weekend been, my friend?
Brother, let me tell you something, man. It's been great. The wifey came back Thursday. So Friday and Saturday were wifey days, right? That includes TJ Maxx, Target, Ross, what is it? Starbucks, right?
Wait, hold on. No, I'm West Coast boy. So what is, I don't know.
You got Dutch Bros over there?
Yeah, we got the Dutch Bros. So
Dude,
I'm assuming that's it's a coffee shop, right?
Dude, yes, man. Yeah.
Okay,
Listen,
okay.
it's so funny you said that because Keisha, she tried Dutch Bros one time in Washington, and she fell in love. She became an instant believer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny, man. It's for those of you that do know Dutch Brothers. So it started in Oregon, and dude, my first time was in high school, and it was just everybody, man. Oh, I gotta get my Dutch Bros, and I was like, okay, I'll try it, right? And I was like, whoa, okay. I can get down with Dutch Bros.
Did it live up to the hype for you?
It did, and then as I got older, and I actually tasted what really good coffee tastes. Shh, don't tell them I said this, but man, no, it does good. Like, it's not bad. I actually go to Dutch Bros more for getting like the infused Rebel, those kind of drinks, not really the coffee anymore. Gotcha. If I do want good coffee,
use Red Bulls. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So the things I get is it's Rebel, REBEL.
Rebel.
But I'm telling you right now, I don't know if anybody at Dutch Bros can confirm or deny this. I think it's just Red Bull relabeled. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Pretty sure it's the same thing.
They're about to have a freaking a lawsuit on their hands.
Call me. Yeah, I mean Rebel, Red Bull, Rebel. Anyway,
it makes sense. Dude.
It's all sugar and fizzy, and it tastes good. Honestly. So, but yeah. Guys, so anyway.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, you had a good weekend.
Guys, welcome to Gains and Gaming episode 4 with your host B Rizzy, aka Big Sexy Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, me MPX player, aka Big Papi Chupapi Muñeño.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So listen, check this out, guys. I think the main reason why we're here today, guys, is a lot of people know who we are, right? Through the podcast, through our Twitch streams, but a lot of people don't really know our past, what we've done, what we've been through, what kind of accomplishments we've had in our lifestyle. So we wanted to kind of let this open up the forum and just talk about Brian's past life, talk about my past life, talk about the things that we've done. Because actually one thing that really blew me away, that Brian, he likes to say this nonchalantly, like it's not that big of a deal, but it's blown me away, is Brian used to be a stunt double back in his prime when he lived in LA. And I said, Brian, like that's something that you just don't like slide under the rug and just forget about, man. That's actually kind of a really cool deal and a really big deal.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this chat would love to hear about your lifestyle, man, and how you even got to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and on the contrary as well, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It was a good time in my life, but there's also a reason why I left, and a lot of you that will understand or know Hollywood will know why. But on the contrary, Warren, so I'm a big supporter of law enforcement, first responders. I love all of our first responders, EMT, firefighters, law enforcement, and a huge supporter of the military. And I know Warren was in the military. My wife is in the military. So all of you that are serving actively now or are retired, any veterans, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And I want to hear a little bit more about that if you don't mind, and just more about Warren as well. We want to get into it today, guys. Some of the meat and potatoes of really who we are. We wanted to take a step back from the hustle and bustle of the gym life and the gaming life, and just say like, hey, let's just chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's just chat,
man. I guess.
But yes, sir.
Dude, yeah, man, if you wanted me to start off, dude. So it's actually funny. I was born in Puerto Rico, right? And at the age of 5, I moved away. I moved to Virginia, where my mom met my stepfather, who I consider my father. And we lived in Virginia for about 6-7 years, and then we moved away. And now I consider Ocala, Florida, basically my home, right? That is where I consider home. That's where I went to middle school. That's where I went to high school. And after high school, man, I had this deep question. I said, damn, I am tired of school. school sucks. I am bored. Like, but I didn't want to work at a dead end job like a McDonald's or a Zaxby's or just some other restaurant. So I was like, what am I gonna do? My dad was in the Navy, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna join the Navy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go for it.
Heck yeah.
So dude, when I was at MEPS, they offered me 3 jobs. They said CS, which is culinary specialist, MA, which is the military police, and then HM. And I didn't know shit about MA. I didn't know anything about any of the jobs. And they said, hey, you can go, you can go look them up real quick and see which one sounds the best. Yeah. And I was like, well, I can't cook. So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a cook. Yeah.
right.
Like, MAs, I feel like they work long hours. I'm like, what about medical? Yeah, that sounds cool. Brother, I don't even know my ass to my elbow. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, I'm in the medical field. Boom, they just shove you in there.
Right.
So I was a corpsman for 7 years, man. HM. I left the Navy as an E6 after 7 years just because things just started to get really political, man. During my time in the Navy, I loved it. I really, really did. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've been through a lot. I've learned a lot. Actually, fun fact, I don't know if you knew this. I won Sailor of the Year when I was an E3. So I was the Sailor of the Year in my command, which is a really big deal.
Yeah, that's big. Honor. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. And then I won Sailor of the Year again when I was an E5 at a different command. So I was able to earn Sailor of the Year in different ranks, and it was an honor, man. It was really dope. Really, really, really cool.
So kind of a back-to-back 2-time, if you know what I'm saying, baby. Yeah, buddy.
The back-to-back 2-time Sailor of the Year. You know, I like that. How many people know that? How many people are Sailor of the Year? Huh?
That's a good. I don't know. I won't know. But how is it now? Is that how do they measure that? Out of what? Out of your squad? Out of your unit?
The way it is for per command, right? Per command, you're able to nominate X amount of people to go up for Sailor of the Year, and then you board for it. It's like, you know, who's got the best uniform, who answers the questions the best.
Wow.
You know, what have you done versus everybody else in the command? Like, what makes you stand out? You know, etc.
That is incredible.
And, oh yeah, dude, it was really awesome. It was really, really dope. So you know what, man? You know how Dark Disrespect is the back-to-back 2-time blockbuster video game champion?
Yes.
I'm gonna say I'm the back-to-back 2-time reigning Sailor of the Year champion. That's what I'm gonna say.
The back-to-back, baby, back on black on black, slate black.
You like that?
Dripping in heat. Oh, I love that, man. I do.
Heat, baby. That's hot. That's hot. What are we sipping on there? What do we got going on there?
All right, I'll listen. I'll tell you if you tell me what you're sipping on.
All right, so I have a different flavor of C4 today. We have the Skittles.
Ooh.
These Skittles. Hold on, let me see here. There it is.
Boom.
The Skittles C4 Energy. Let me tell you something, brother. When you take a bite, when you take a sip into this beautifully fruity drink, it just takes you back immediately to your childhood, and I feel like I'm just absorbing type 2 diabetes in my body.
I love that.
Delicious ooey gooiness with no sugar. Do you know what I mean? So it's pretty awesome, man. I love this thing, dude.
I will admit, so those of you that know, and I know we've got another couple people on them, but like, I've never had a C4 until I know, and like I think it was the first episode we shared our C4 story. But yeah, Warren got me on the C4s. I do still have them, you know, occasionally, but yeah, this today, and I needed it. Just
I'll be honest with you. I don't know what it is, man. Every time I drink a Red Bull, and I'm not joking here. I'm not joking. Anytime I drink a Red Bull, it's like I start pissing battery acid. I'm not joking. It's like
crazy, man.
It's like my kidneys are like, hey, can you stop?
Right.
But I said, no, this tastes kind of good. You know what I mean?
I think, and I've talked to my chat numerous times about this, and everybody likes their different stuff, you know. Of course. But for some reason, I feel like Red Bull kind of is still reigns above. They do. Like,
do you really think so? Now, are we talking about sales? Are we talking about like, are we talking about flavor? How do you get?
I think it's the just the taste and consistency. People say that whether it's the original, the OG flavor, which I love, or you know, they have a ton of different flavors now. They said
they do. Yeah.
The way that Red Bull carbonates their drink, it's not over the top, and it's not like dead, because there are, because you know, if you guys look at right here, so on all the Red Bull cans it says lightly carbonated, and it's something that they've stood by for a long time. But I think it's just
it's funny you say that. I've never knew that.
A lot of people don't know that actually, but if you look on the cans, I don't know if my camera, I should pick it up, but it says lightly carbonated. So
holy shit.
The reason is because, you know, there are a lot of energy drinks that are like like soda type carbonated, so it's just super fizzy and like burns your throat when it goes down. Yeah, you're right. And then there's those other ones, dude. I mean, it gets you going. Tell you that. But anyway, yeah. A lot of people I've talked to, even though they're like, yeah, I prefer Monster or C4 or Rockstar or whatever, right? But they're like, but when I do drink a Red Bull, like it's smooth. It's really smooth.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. I get it. I prefer, if I had to choose, I'd probably pick one of those 0-cal Monster energy drinks. Oh man, dude, those like like you have like the white, the blue, the red, the peach, the watermelon. They got all the different flavors. I mean, it's really good, man. It's really good. I'm not a huge fan of them as I once was, but my wife, whenever she goes to Costco or Sam's Club, she'll buy a 24 pack and she will slam those things within like a month time frame. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, GG's.
It's hard not to.
I know. So, dude, getting back into it, bro. So,
yes, sir.
So I was stationed in Jacksonville for 2 years, stationed in Guam for 3 years. And that's where I actually got married at, was Guam. We got married on the beach, which was really, really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I remembered seeing your I remembered seeing your pictures.
Oh, you saw the pictures on Facebook?
Yeah. So Warren and I we're pretty good buddies now, and so we've kind of been diving into each other's lives. And I remember, I did a little Facebook stalking, and it was great. But no, beautiful pictures. It just looked like incredible. A world away from a world, you know what I mean? It was really neat.
It's insane, man. It's insane. A lot of people they hated the island, and it's just because it's small, right?
Right.
And I wouldn't say there's a lot of indoor activities to do. It's more outdoor. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to go scuba diving. You got to go snorkeling. You got to go into the water. You got to enjoy the beach activities. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, they were stuck in their ways, and they were just like, oh, I hate this place. And I'm like, oh my God, just grow up. Go outside. Go get a tan.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
yes, sir.
We loved it, dude. We loved it. After 3 years, man, living on the beach, we were not tired of it, but it was time to go. So we ended up moving to San Diego, California, man. And
really, I didn't know this about you. Actually, I didn't know this. Okay.
So we moved to San Diego, California. We were there from 2019 to 2020, so about a year and a half. And we definitely enjoyed where we lived. We just didn't enjoy how expensive everything was. It was unholy expensive.
Oh, baby.
We were renting like a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment, thankfully for the Navy, but it was about $2,500. And now we've actually checked on it recently, as of yesterday. Actually, to live there, it's about $3,300 since inflation has gone up.
Oh my God.
2-bed, 2-bath. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. When I was there, I actually got my first experience to go on a ship, and it was really cool at first. I was really excited. I got my warfare pins, which is a really big deal in the Navy. I got my surface warfare pin and my air warfare pin for all those Navy folks out there. And dude, I really thought that I was going to be a lifer in the Navy until I actually went on a boat. And when I went on the boat, it was such a life-changing experience that I decided that I hated the boat life so much. And I hated like the politics and everything that went behind it. And I was like, you know what? I don't think the Navy's for me anymore. I don't think, dude, it's tough, man. Boat life it's a whole different, whole different beast, right?
I bet.
So, I told my wife, I remember this, I believe it was Valentine's Day 2020. I told my wife, I said, babe, I think I'm done with the Navy.
Really? Yeah. You came to realize that okay.
Oh, dude, I was just done, man.
But let me say though, that's a huge thing, because I know a lot of vets out there, even people in law enforcement or fire, EMS. It's like you get into something and you do it, and then I don't think it's neither you love it or you hate it. It's how long can I do this? Because you realize, right, like at the end of the day, I don't care what you believe in. We're all human beings on the same planet living our lives, but we've only got this one that we're here. So when you're doing something, it's like, I still, you love it, but it's how long can you do it based on what you got going on else. And you're like, you became a married man, you got a good taste of the outside life, so to say, for a bit. And then, that takes a lot. It takes a lot of open-mindedness to know what you want. So I give you props for that. Yeah.
It's funny. I left the Navy for a couple of reasons. Number one, I wanted to just study full time, right? I wanted to go to school full time and just focus on that. And I wanted to try to get my physical therapy degree while I was out. So I was commissioned back into the Navy as a physical therapist. That was actually one of my goals. But whenever I got out of the Navy, I started going to school full time. I was doing just hardcore studying, but I didn't really have like a hobby or anything going on. And that's when I kind of got into Twitch streaming, because I was just like, how can I make money doing something that I love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was out, I just started doing this as a hobby. I started streaming off my PlayStation 4 back in April of 2021. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything crazy. And
so wait, so you started streaming. That's one thing I did want to ask. So what, where, how, why did you be like, I'm gonna stream?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
We moved into our new home, right? We are actually in a townhome right now. We're renting.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved in. And as I was going to school, I was just like, what is there a way to try to make some extra money doing something that I love while I go to school? You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like it's like a job. I just want to have fun and see if I can do something.
Gotcha.
And I had a PlayStation 4. I told my wife, I was like, babe, I think I want to start streaming. I just need a camera. My wife went on Facebook Marketplace. She found the camera, right? Because you can't find them anywhere anymore. They don't sell them, obviously. It's just kind of like they're just off the market. So my wife, she was able to find me a Facebook camera. I got it. I hooked it up, and I just pressed go live one day. And my wife was my first viewer. My mom and my dad were my second and my third. And I just started having fun with it. I started meeting new people. And I didn't know, dude. This is a very hard field to get into. There's no doubt about it. It's very difficult to get into. But I took the leap of faith. I just said, screw it. Let's see. I got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Let me give it a try.
Right.
And I started to fall in love with it. I started falling in love with meeting new people. I started falling in love with just playing video games again. And it was just an experience that I haven't had in so long. And over time, I think it was about 3 or 4 months in, I started making, decent money, nothing crazy, nothing. I mean, enough for me to go out to dinner with my wife, nothing insane. But I started to realize that I'm like, if I can continue with this growth for 8 months, let's see what happens. Right. And I kept on telling my wife, and she was like, Warren, you're crazy. You're crazy. This is not going to happen. This will not blow up. You'll.
Yeah.
And I was like, babe, I think there's an opportunity here. I really do. I really do.
Right.
And she was just like, what about physical therapy? What about? And I'm like, I'm not giving up on that. I'm not giving up on that. I'm going to continue to keep chasing it because I need a plan A, I need a plan B, plan C, etc.
Right.
I started really going ham on Twitch, and I started really putting in maximum effort. And I started getting paid more and more and more each month. And I was like, oh my God, this could actually be a potential income for me that I could live off of. And I'm like, oh my God, what if I set a goal of 1,000 subs a month? Realistically, could I live off that? And I said, I could. And I started chasing that goal, chasing that dream. And more people started flooding into me.
Exactly.
And started believing in my dream. And now I'm at a point where hopefully I actually graduate in 4 months.
Wow.
And I've actually given up my dream right now of chasing physical therapy.
Right.
I'm fully committed, about 175, maybe to 1,000,000% committed on trying to making this a full-time gig.
I love that.
And it's funny, man, with physical therapy, let me get on that topic. I actually shadowed a physical therapist, and I've shadowed multiple, but this is just one that I shadowed. And it was probably one of the most boring experiences of my lifetime. And I was like, wow, is this really what I want to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
And like chasing this job just so I could potentially have a commission back into the Navy. Is that what I'm chasing this job for? Like this job is so
self-awareness.
Not satisfying. It's not satisfying for me.
Yeah.
And when I realized that, I said, I'm going to give Twitch literally everything that I have, because I want to make this a full-time job no matter what. Right. And dude, it lit a fire so straight right up my ass that I just could not, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop talking about it. I couldn't stop dreaming about it. And dude, here we are now. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's been a little crazy journey.
I love that.
I'm telling you right now, man, I'm going to go out on a whim, and I'm going to do this full time come December when I graduate college.
Yeah.
And although I am scared shitless, genuinely scared shitless, I am just going to go at it and hope for the best. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. I got to interject because, first of all, that's incredible. I know you've shared that with me a few times, but not as in detail as today. So I love hearing the more broken down side, of why people chase their dreams. And I think that's one of the things in the world for a lot of human beings is, even though you go to college and even though you get, what is it? I don't know the stat, forgive me, but more and more people these days are going to school, and I mean college. They graduate high school, then they go to college. Yeah, go to college, you got to get a degree. Go to college, you got to get. And you know what? For my experience as well, I've been working in the electrical field now for like the last 3.5 years, and I'm telling you, brother, you don't need a college degree. Now, not a lot of people now. Yes, a college degree is a good thing. It's never a bad thing, never a bad thing. But you can make really good money doing other things too. Sometimes more.
Without a doubt.
Exactly. And I think it's just really hard for people these days to like be like, okay, well, we're kind of trained to like go to college right after high school and get this degree, or go into the military, or go into a trade school, or whatever it might be, which is never bad things. But then once you're done with that journey, so to say, and you're really out in your mid-20s, maybe your 30s, and you're like, what is my purpose? I mean, and that's for me as well. With my line of work, I've done a lot of things, but I think what you've done now is you've seen, I would love to be a full-time content creator as well. I think a lot of people would, but the thing that separates you is that I've seen how hard Waren works, guys, and he works so extremely hard at this, and that is something that you truly recognize as somebody that has a passion for what they do. It's like Steve Jobs said, you got to love what you do for work. You have to, absolutely, to live a good life. And I just want to say that that's incredible. I can see you. I mean, we all know you're getting there, man. You are climbing the ladder of success faster than the average person. I'll tell you that.
Thanks, man.
Of course. So I think that's incredible. I know that you're going to do it. I can't wait to be. I've only known Waren for what is it? Maybe 6 months now.
I think 6 months. Yeah.
About 6 months, and it's been crazy. Even since I've met him, he's doubled his growth, and it's been insane. So, brother, just congratulations to you. I can't wait to see you at the top, man, at the tippity top of the mountain, baby.
I appreciate it, man. And
yes,
listen,
sir.
I'm gonna say one last thing before we get onto your topic.
Of course.
Because I want to get to know you as well. It's you know what I did that is just a absolutely like stamped onto my forehead, something that I realize this every day on why I'm chasing this. I wrote down 3 reasons why I wanted to make this a full-time job, right?
Right.
My first reason was because I wanted to be my own boss, and I wanted to do something that I love. You know what I mean? So being my own boss and setting my own schedule, and while doing something that I love, like you can't beat that. Number 2, I wanted to provide for my family, right? And like I wanted to work a job that doesn't feel like a job. So being able to provide for my family while being able to stay home, work from home, that's also a huge one. And then lastly, is just I want to be able to be there. As silly as this sounds, you know what I mean? I want to be there for my for all of my wife's things that she needs me for, and then my dog's things that they need me for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yes.
I love being able to be like, all right, babe, let's go out to dinner, or let's spend that quality time that we can together, because I don't work a regular job. I work and I grind my ass off in the morning, and then of course I Twitch stream in the afternoon. But I can make time for whatever it needs, for whatever's going on. You know what I mean? So being able to be there for my wife and being able to be there for my dogs. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds silly, but for being able to be there for my dogs, it's just something that drives me, man. So just writing things down, writing the reasons why you're doing this will always give you that motivation to keep going, even when times are rough,
Exactly. I love that. I think when you manifest your future, when you self-manifest that, those are the people that separate themselves from, because we've talked about this before and I know in the future, guys, we're going to have a good episode on gym motivation specifically, but it always starts here. Okay. Everybody, right? It always starts in your mind, which is great. But the do is the hardest part. Everybody can get the motivation. I'm going to go hit 20 miles a run today. I'm going to go slap a new PR at the gym. I'm going to go eat this diet. I'm going to go do this, right? Starts here. Yeah, great. But who actually goes and walks the walk? Who actually goes to the gym that long and does the diet? You know what I'm saying? That's the actual hardest part. And I think, with you, not only are you manifesting that in your mind and you're taking control of it, but you're actually walking the walk and you're doing a really good job at it, man.
I appreciate it, man.
So before we get on to me, I want to hit Waren with this question, and it's something that I think should be talked about. So part of your growth, I want to ask you something. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
And I'll be honest with you.
And I'm
I'll be
talking
honest with you.
I'm talking either work, where you're living, what you're doing, everything and everything.
And I'll be honest with you, brother. And I can answer this as honest to God as I can. Listen, man, I have
Okay.
no fucking clue. Not a clue.
Okay.
Listen, I'll be honest with you because I am going down this path of the unknown, right? It's
right.
you
Right.
don't like at the end of the day, it's all about the amount of effort that you put in. And all it takes is one video. All it takes is one person that you get to know that could drastically change your life for the better and like just improve it. I mean,
Right.
tenfold. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I hope, right? This is my dream. I hope that 5 years down the line, people will say, oh, MPX, that's where you get the best class setups. That's where you watch the best gameplays. That's the most entertaining guy.
Yes, sir.
On TV. That's what I hope. And I hope at that point, I'm able to buy my wife and I the house that we deserve, right? Because we don't have a house. We've never bought a house. We hope that we're going to be able to buy a house.
Yeah.
We're hoping that maybe, 5 years down the line, maybe we might be able to support a child, travel the world some more before we do that. We just hope that we are living the lives that we have only dreamt about, and
I love that.
It is a scary thing to say, it's a scary thing for me to take that leap of faith and hope things go well, but I'm going to put forth maximum effort when that time comes, man. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
I love that. That's a perfect answer, and I know you're gonna get there, and I'm super excited to see the ride, man. I'm glad to be a part of it as well.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you'll be there. I love it, dude. Love it so
Brian,
much.
Listen, let's stop being emotional about me because I want to get to know who you are. Because I heard that you were born on the Bermuda Triangle, and that you moved to Egypt for 2 years, and then you lived the Egyptian life before you moved back to where you are now. You know what I mean? So
it's been a ride, let me tell you.
I want to know.
So I come from the opposite side of the country. So I grew up in Oregon, and I was born in 91, so I'm 31 years old, and basically I love the Northwest. I'm very, very glad that I was raised there. I think it was a very good place in the 90s to be growing up. So I grew up in Hillsboro, Oregon, and it's about like 25 minutes west of Portland, and so northern Oregon there. But it was great, good time. I was I just had a pretty good upbringing. I think my parents raised me well with some good morals and values, and
Same.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Warren and I get along so well. Love it, man. And so just a good good upbringing. We had our struggles, we did, and so I learned a lot from that as well from my parents, and they were very good at teaching. I have one older brother. That's it, just one older brother. We're 13 months apart, so actually pretty close.
That's really dope.
Yeah, it's cool. Irish twins. That's what they say. So 13 months apart is it's Irish twins.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it's a little saying that when you're like 12 or 13 months apart from your sibling, you're Irish twins.
What's your sibling's name?
His name's Kevin.
So Kevin and Brian,
which are both Irish names. I have a huge, so my heritage is Irish and German, and then a little bit of Italian, which you can actually see more in like my dad and stuff like that. But my grandmother is Sicilian. So anyway, big family too. Extensive, like my grandparents, my aunts and uncles. Anyway, we had good bringing up, and I was trying to figure out as well, when I was growing up, what did I want to do? What did I want to be, sort of thing. And I've always, so it's actually funny. My first thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to be a firefighter. I just thought it was the cool. I still think it is. I really admire them. But I've had asthma my entire life. So actually I had my first asthma attack on my first birthday. I was 1 year old. And my mom, she always tells me the story, and she's like, I was holding you. It was your first birthday. Your dad and I were just relaxing, and then you started like turning blue, and we didn't. I was freaking out. It's just this huge thing, right? They took me to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with asthma on my first birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, along with some other things too, and but anyway, the point is that obviously with firefighting, that's a no. Like you can't. When you have it, and I have like, I'd say pretty bad asthma, it doesn't really, it does restrict me from doing a few things. But it also, I've learned to live with it. And like, I still go exercise. I still live my life pretty normally. It's pretty fine. But anyway, the point is that, yeah, so I kind of, that dream got shut down pretty quick when I started talking to people and they're like, oh yeah, man, if you got asthma, like that's just kind of a no-go,
Yeah, it's kind of like a good luck. Sorry about that, man. Yep. Sorry. Good. Thanks for trying.
Yes, exactly. And so that was about in high school. And then I also was like, well, hold on. So I had a few older buddies that had just left for basic, and I was like, yeah,
sure.
I love, my dad raised me to appreciate, first responders, law enforcement, military people as well. And I was like, okay, military, let's do it. I wanted to go into the Marine Corps. And then I was like, so I started talking to a recruiter.
How old were you there, by the way?
I was, let's see, this was my junior year. And what really spiked this, actually, so my parents got divorced when I was 16 years old. And that made me grow up from, a 16-year-old to 25, kind of.
Yeah.
I will admit, I wasn't really the most immature kid, but I was on that side of like, I was like, I didn't really care much about school. I didn't care much about other things too. I was a respectful kid, but then once my parents got divorced, I was like, nope, time to grow up. And so I think I was 17. I was a year later. I found out I can't do the firefighting, so I was like, let's do the military. So going into my senior year, junior to senior year, 17 to 18 years old, started talking to a recruiter, and then at 18, I was like, I went through, took the ASFABs, and kind of went through that and started kind of getting into that world.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he gets my report back from my doctor, and he's like, hey man, like how bad is your asthma? I was like, yeah, I'm like, no. So I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, no, I'm honest, brother. I'm always honest with everybody.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It can be bad. I have an inhaler I have to carry around, and just in case. And he's like, ooh, it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, my man. Yeah, that's a no-go. And I'm like, dude, there's two no's back to back. So I was getting pretty discouraged. And then anyway, senior year comes, and I kind of graduated, but then I had an interaction with actually my school resource officer. And he was a Hillsborough police officer. Awesome guy. His name's Randy. He's since retired now, but I talked to him one day, and I was like, you know what? I really want to pursue law enforcement. So once I graduated, so my first job was I worked at, my grandpa owned a diner out in Hillsborough, Oregon.
Hey,
so I was 18 years old, just graduated, and he owned this little diner that's really cool. We remodeled it into this like 50s, 60s car themed diner. Yeah, it was actually really amazing. It was called the Cruising Country Diner, and he did as much organic food as possible.
Really?
Oh wow. Yeah. As I mean,
tell you what, man, nowadays that would be a hit. You know what I mean? You know how many people are into that kind of stuff, man?
Oh, dude, it was it was banging. They opened up in 2009 is when I graduated high school, and so that summer, in June or May. They opened up, and I started working there, and it's actually closed down now, but it was incredible. So all natural stuff as much as he could get, but it was great, good times. I learned a lot, and then I just pursued like you. I started like, okay, what's next? I went to college as well, and started pursuing my criminal justice degree, and then I found out that you don't have to have a college degree to be a police officer, and I said, you know what?
No, you don't. Yeah, you just
I was
go
like,
police
I was like, I'm just gonna go start working. So that's what I did. I just started working. That was my life. So I started pressure washing. I did that. That was pretty fun. And then I had a couple other like small jobs here and there when I was bouncing around. And then basically my life over the next like 5 years was applying for departments. And while I was actually working in security, so I started at 20. I was 20 years old, and I started working security at the mall. And man, it was I was a mall cop, and I'll tell you what, it was actually a really humbling experience. I was 20 years old, and I had applied for I think it was a department, and they were waiting until I turned 21, so I was almost 21, and so I worked at the security job. And it was a good time, and I had this impression of like, oh yeah, I had seen Paul Blart, and
I could just picture you like riding around on a Segway.
Oh, I got to ride on the Segway, man. It was
you got to ride on a Segway?
We had two Segways.
My God.
We had two Segways. Yeah.
If I would have seen you riding around on that thing, I'd be like, "Excuse me, sir, can I hop on the back and go vroom vroom with you?" You know what I mean? That's what, dude. I'd be asking for a ride.
And I'd be like, you know what, son? Here's a sticker, and I'd give you a little badge, a little security badge sticker.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, yeah.
I want to be a mall cop one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
No, totally. I do, and and see, that's I do want to kind of focus on that because like so much things in life, a lot of things get negative attention, and I just think in life, based on my morals and values, I know that everything's out there. We can make fun of a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, so like I said, it was humbling. The work that I did and other security officers do, men and women, at a mall or at a warehouse or whatever. Yeah, I know there are some positions where you get a Joe Blow off the street to put in a chair and sit, and everybody knows that those exist, and that's not fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's not glorious. But what I did was really extensive. I learned how to write reports. I learned a lot of education. I put my ass in check too, because I walked around the mall with this little plastic badge, and I was like, I've got authority. And then I realized, like, I really don't, and it was really humbling, really, really humbling.
Yeah. No, I get it, man.
Yeah, but the point is, I digress. It was a good experience. I was there for about 2 years while applying for departments. Yeah, I turned 21 and I applied for a sheriff's department up in Washington. And here's what was tough, right? So I started applying and I went through everything. Took the physical, passed it. Took the written, passed it. Went to the oral boards, passed it. Psych, passed it. And it literally came down to that pool, of like 5-6 guys and gals, and there was one spot. So it's like, okay, well, who's gonna get it? And of course, it went to a guy that was he was former military. And a lot of former military. They get priority, which is understandable. And I wasn't mad or anything. I was like, yeah, like he deserves it. He's a cool guy. So and it was funny because then the next day the chief, he actually called me and I came into his office. He's like, look, man, for a young guy, like, you passed it. You got what it takes. It's just not your time. He's like, no, if you didn't have what it takes, I would tell you. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like I was like, damn, that sucks. But anyway, the point is that I kept applying, and it was kind of just the same thing. I would get into that final pool. And it's even harder in bigger cities, obviously. And bigger pool, exactly. So I just kept getting those no's because his dad was the judge, so he got the job, or he was military, he got it, or she was in the reserves, so she got it. And so it's like, I get it. I needed to build more time. So anyway, I started working at Pacific University in Forest Grove, Oregon. So I became actually a public safety officer, which is more of a graduation to law enforcement, and it was great. It was a great time. I was there for about 4 years. It was a really even more tough experience with what the job entailed. It was a lot of more in-depth stuff. So I pursued that, and it was great. And then I had this. So I'll tell you the Stuntman story. So those of you that want to know this, so many people,
we've been dying to know. You know what I mean? Like, hey, listen, you've been beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Right? But we want to know, how'd you even end up there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to, man.
Yeah. So I know Warren wants to know, and because this is kind of, I'll make it as short as I can today, but I'll give you as much detail as I can, because so many people that I tell about this, and they've seen, I put some pictures in the Discord, and those of you that are friends with me in real life and so know my social media, that's, you guys have seen what I've done. So I think the reason, like Warren said, it's not that I don't like to talk about it. I think I'm a very modest guy, and I don't think that it's necessary to be like to everybody, hey, guess what? I was a stuntman in Hollywood. I'm not kind of like that at all. But when it comes up, yeah, I'd love to talk about it. So this is crazy, man. So I was 25 years old, right? And it was 2017, about the summer. And so this is how this happens. I'm 25 years old. I'm a public safety officer. I've got a full-time job. It's great. And I loved it. I was hot on the trail of pursuing law enforcement and becoming a police officer. And then, so I've always grown up, right? We've always grown up knowing that my mom has this actress friend. Always known it. Yeah. Her name is Julie Michaels. Okay. Amazing human being. And I had never met her, but my mom went to college with her, and they were sorority sisters, right? And then so when they graduated college, my mom went off, you know, and lived her life, and Julie went off and lived her life, and she did all this crazy. She went to Japan and she became a black belt and had all this crazy training, right? That, like, seriously, like, she went, life, dude, she lived her life. Exactly. She went off. She's like, I'm going to be a certified badass pretty much. And yeah, so she went over to Japan. I believe it was Japan.
Wow.
And just studied martial arts and studied fighting and studied all these things. And then came back and got into film production and all this stuff in Hollywood, right? And you can look her up later, but she's a very renowned actress and stunt woman and producer.
So cool, man.
Yeah, so crazy stuff, right? So I've always grown up, you know, seeing like the movies she's been in, and so anyway, she's just been like this friend of my mom's, right? I'm just growing up. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. My mom has this like stunt woman actress friend. It's really, really neat. Anyway, so fast forward to 2017, my mom's like, so hey, Julie wants to come up with her family, like, because they live in California, obviously. She wants to come up. Her son's like this race car driver, and he's a race car driver. He's a couple years younger than me. He has a race. You know, he has a race at the track. That you want to meet them, and I was like, let's do it. So they came up for like a week, and we spent some time with them, and it was really, really cool. Her husband's name is Pee Wee. It's not his real name, obviously, but he's Pee Wee. Pee Wee this, Pee Wee that. I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking this guy's probably like about my height. I'm 5'7", and you know, he's probably like a shorter guy, right? That's usually what Pee Wee means. Yeah. Pee Wee walks in, and I'm like, hello, sir. He's this like 6'4", jacked, like looks like Jay Cutler's brother. And I'm like, baby. You're Pee Wee. Anyway, I don't know how he got the name. I remember he told me one day, but anyway. We're
just gonna say hashtag Pee Wee, but we all know what that means.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big mofo. You know what I mean,
dude? And he's an awesome guy. Just they are the most humble people I've ever met in my life, and they work their damn asses off, and they do a great job doing it. So basically, the story is, they talk to me about what they do in Hollywood. They own their own production company. They do stunts. They do casting. They do writing, producing, everything, right? And so we're just talking, and Julie's talking to me, and you know, she's like. And I didn't really quite understand this while it was happening, but she was interviewing me. She's like, with all the stuff I've done with my life. So how long have you been? How long have you been into like weapons training? Oh, you know, my dad raised me doing that. You know, so I'm pretty proficient in not only firearms, but you know, swords, knives, stuff like that too. Okay, how long have you been riding motorcycles? Oh, since I was a kid. You know, I do this. I ride street bikes, dirt. You know, everything else. I'm pretty good at it. Okay. And so you're pursuing law enforcement. So you have like, you know, defensive tactics training, all that, you know, some fighting. Yeah. I do all this and that. Okay. You want to be a stuntman? And I was like, wait, what?
I would have been like, huh?
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
It was, brother, it was crazy, man. And because we're just sitting down at dinner, and she's like, yeah, no. So, you know, Pee Wee and I, we own our own production company, you know, down in Hollywood, and this is what we do, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you already kind of do all this stuff in real life with your life, but if you were trained how to do that for the camera, you would make a great stuntman. I was like, wow, that's incredible. And so like I'm hit with this really hard life decision. You know, I'm like, on this road, I'm a public safety officer. I'm pursuing my law enforcement dream, and it's kind of going there. And I'm like, this was it. And then now this comes up, and I'm like, damn, you know, what do I do, right? So basically, what I did was I made the choice. I thought about it. And I kind of did what you did. I was like, you know what? I was 25 years old. I was single. I wanted to live life. And I was like, you know what? Hillsboro, Oregon to Los Angeles, California. What a crazy thing, right?
What a crazy life. Yeah, man. You hit a bump in the road, baby. And now you are stuck within two life choices, man. Mm-hmm. Two crazy different life choices.
Right.
Man. And I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah.
I commend you, brother. I commend you for taking that leap of faith, not knowing where the hell it would take you.
Exactly.
But you did it, man.
I did, yeah. And it was, so I ended up, I said, you know, let's do it. So I ended up, I took the leap, and I said, let's do it. And I moved down to Burbank, California with my mom and my stepdad. And it was a really hard start. So I get down to California, culture shock, obviously. It was insane, brother. And it was not only really, really frustrating, really hard to get started, but super fun. The biggest thing I kind of did more consistently was I was on the first 2 seasons of SEAL Team. So it was a really, really fun show. And you know, obviously how much I love the military. And so it was really, really awesome to meet not only the actors who were amazing, we became buddies. You know, it's crazy. And then I also met a lot of, I met these 2 guys, Tyler Gray and Dan Briggs, who are both Navy SEALs. And it was insane. I'd actually never met a Navy SEAL in my life. And then I met them, and I talked to Dan almost every day. And he's a good dude, and it's just incredible, like sharing stories and seeing what they go through. Anyway, so I did that. It was really, really fun. There's a few other little projects I did, and it was just a blast. Like, you know, I went through stunt driving school, so I'm a certified stunt driver, so I can do stunt driving on scenes. I can do it safely, obviously, all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got fight certified as well. And a few other things too. So it was a really incredible time. I loved California. And then, brother, 4 months into about over a year I was there, I was like, man, I don't like it here. You know, I don't like it here.
A whole different culture, yeah.
Yep, and the same as like kind of what you said with what you experienced. Part of the military was the political stuff. And I was like, you know what, I'm not a fan of how things roll here. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna keep going and see where it goes. And then about a year into it, just brother, it got bad, and I was like, you know, this was into 2018, and things were changing in America, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not a fan. I don't feel comfortable here anymore. I want to go back home, and I did. I made that choice, which was actually really hard as well to kind of stop pursuing that life, and but it was all personal choice. I said, you know what, I could stay here for another 5 to 10 years and keep grinding. And then make it, or I can go back home and kind of start over fresh. So that's what I did. I came back home. I came back home and moved back up to Oregon. And the shortest version is I worked for Brinks for about a year. It was really cool. I drove an armored truck around with millions of dollars in the back, and not sure how much I can actually talk about that. But so that was a fun job. I actually really enjoyed that job. Super fun.
Really dope. Really dope.
And then I ended up working for an armed patrol contract company for Portland for a little while as well. And then you know what? Then I met my wife, and I said, I've had too many close calls on the job, and I'm like, you know what? I met my wife. I want to live that life now. So I met my wife, and we got married. I got out of it. I got into the electrical field, which I've been in ever since, and it's been great. And then the streaming thing came up as well, and I built, I built my first PC in 2000. Hey. You went the PlayStation route, Warren. I ended up going, I went Nintendo, then I had the GameCube, and then I had the Xbox, the original Xbox, and everyone since. So I went the Xbox route. Yeah, I went the Xbox. Yeah, and
I almost vomited a little bit. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's okay, man. That's okay. I know it's not as sleek looking as the PlayStations are.
Don't you dare even start, man. Once you get a taste of the PlayStation life, it's like, how would you,
brother? Listen, no. Listen. When you got a
360, you know what I mean? Get out of here. Get that thing out of here, baby. Listen, I had a GameCube, baby. The GameCube is probably better than the Xbox.
Oh, bleh. Get it out.
Get out of here.
This is the best made controller. This is the best made controller with these sticks on the opposite end. It's so much more ergonomic. Why would you want to cramp your thumbs and have sticks on the same? This
is the same guy. No.
As you always do on your hair. This is what Warren always does on his stream.
Look at this thing. I want you to look at the absolute perfection.
My eyes.
Look at this thing. Look how beautiful the galaxy. I mean,
listen,
just look at that.
Listen, you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd, man.
Let me tell you something, my man. Let me tell you something, brother. I think anybody who plays on the Crapbox 360, right? I think they're just in denial. It's really what it comes down to. You know what I mean? They're just like, listen, they probably have lived a life that they did a stunt double life for like a year and then they quit. You know, that's the kind of person who I think they are. You know what I mean? And then they're just like, you know, I gotta go back to this Xbox.
And the hot takes with MPX Player.
It's actually funny. Listen, when it comes to PC building, I didn't tell you how I actually got my first PC. This is actually a crazy one.
Talk to me, Goose.
I met this guy online, right? And then that's how me and his relationship began. And then now we're lovers and we've been married. No, I'm just joking. So check this out. This guy, his name is David. I will love you forever, David. If you're listening, David, I love you. I met him while I was gaming online. Random time. We stayed friends. We always played together. His name is Sweaty. He's a sweaty guy, very sweaty.
Okay.
He had a spare PC. And he knew that I had been grinding hardcore for about 4 or 5 months when I first started Twitch streaming. And he lived in Gainesville, Florida. I lived in Ocala at the time. And Sweaty said, "Hey, I got a spare PC.
Wow.
You want it?"
Wow.
And I said, "How much?" And he was like, "Don't worry about it." He was like, "I want you to use it. I want you to have it." And I said,
"Really?
What?" And,
wow, that's incredible.
Like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "I want you to have it." So I drove up to meet him.
Yeah.
I did not know this man was like 6'4", 6'5". Did not know this.
Wow.
I'm 5'9". Okay. I met him. I literally jumped into his arms. He cradled me like a little baby. You know what I mean?
Love that.
He says,
"I love that, dude.
I want you to have this." And I said,
"Jeez."
Goo goo gaga. Goo 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 gaga.
Dada.
He gives me this PC, which I still use to this day.
Dang, that's incredible, man.
Brother, I hope that one day I will be able to help somebody that I see who's grinding, who needs it as much as I needed it. You know what I mean? Because without him, I don't know how far I would be. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, man. That's huge.
So big shout out to Sweaty. We love. His name is David, man. I love that. I love
that,
guy.
David, we love you, man. We love you, dude.
Thank you, man. Wouldn't be here without you.
That's incredible. I love that. Man. I love that.
I had to put that in there because not many people know how I got my first PC.
Of course. I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know that. I remember you always said you got it from somebody, but I didn't know the backstory of it. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
From gaming friends to somebody who I drove up to Gainesville for just to meet him. And
that's awesome.
I owe that guy my freaking life, man. I love that guy so much, man.
I love that. That's awesome, man. Yeah. So I built my first PC in 2019. And I made that switch. Everybody was kind of like,
big switch, baby. Big switch.
Yeah. Everybody was doing the switch, and I was like, they're like, yeah, PC's the way. And I was like, okay,
man.
Yeah, it was the move. Baby. I was still on a console. And anyway, everyone's like, get on PCs, and I'm like, then all my friends started building PCs, and I kind of slowly became one of the last of our crew that was on console. And I'm like, well, now I can't get on this thing called Discord, and I can't, well, could, but it's like it's not the same. And then the whole things back then weren't as cross platform as they are now. Oh, dude, we're playing this tonight. Oh, well, you're on Xbox still, so you can't play with us. I was like, yeah, cry me a little river there. And I was like, well, okay, let's do it. So my cousin helped me out. He's very knowledgeable, and I did my Kmart, my first PC budget, $500 potato, absolute crap of a PC. And I could barely stream on it, man. Like, I could barely game in 1080p on it. I could barely stream, but I did it. I fired it up. The very first game, Warren, that I played on Twitch was Division 2.
I don't even know what the hell that game is.
It's cool, man. You should check it out. The Division games are awesome. It's like post-apocalyptic kind of New York City, and you're anyway, it's cool shit. And so good time. And then I took a long break. I didn't stream very much. And then so the one I have now right next to me is my number 4 PC. Slowly over time. I love building them, and I've built a couple for friends as well. And I just love building them. So I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to take my streaming seriously. I saved up quite a bit of money, and I built I'd consider it more of a higher end PC now.
Yeah,
and so we're getting good, and then I'm soon gonna be on your level, Warren. I'm putting together.
I don't know what you're talking about. You already passed it. So
no, not even close. Not even close. Listen, come. Listen, listen. Listen, guys. Warren, a lot of you know this. Warren is he's up with the kings and queens, baby. He's on that dual PC life. Let me tell you.
Dude. Listen, man.
Let me tell you.
I'll tell you what. Hey, that's a big investment, though, baby. I financed that bad boy.
That's right.
I ain't paying for that thing up front. You know how much, dude?
That was the $10 million PC, right?
Yeah. So I spent $10 million. I financed it. I actually got a small loan. I got a small loan of $1 million from my dad, aka Donald Trump style, right? So small loan of $1 million.
It's the greatest and the best. Yeah.
So that's how I was able to afford the PC. And dude, I'll tell you what, man. If I had to pay that thing off today, I think I'd owe like I don't know, like 3,600 on it. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
so,
Right in the pockets, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. Thank God I financed it. You know, I'm making my monthly payments on it, dude. But I love that thing. This thing is sexy, man.
It's the way.
This thing is hot, baby. Yeah. Let me tell you something. If you are really truly on that next level lifestyle, man, where you want to make this full time job, you got to get the dual PC. You know what I mean? Because
exactly,
my streaming PC is just doing its thing, and then my gaming PC is you know,
it's so smooth. I love watching your streams just because transitions and gaming and like, you know, when you play that, what's that game that's like really terrible these days? It's like Call of Duty or something like that. It's just a terrible game.
I think it's called Division 2. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it is.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Call of Duty Warzone is dying. There's no denying it. There's no denying it.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 is either gonna reresurrect things or it's going to just, you know.
I agree. So, and I know we love to make fun, and it's because we love each other. But I do admit, like COD is. I saw this fact the other day. It's like I think since Call of Duty came out, players have played Call of Duty. It was like for the equivalent of 278 million human lives. Yeah. Like that's how much time people have played Call of Duty. It's insane. It's the biggest game in the entire world. Crazy. And I am excited too. I've taken a break from COD. Warren knows that. We played COD together. Warren streams COD, and he's an absolute god at the game. Let me tell you guys that, dude, for real. But yeah, so I think Modern Warfare 2. I think it's gonna be the same. So COD was dying. Modern Warfare 2019 comes out. Boom. Awesome. Loved the game. It was incredible. Warzone comes out, you know, for Verdansk. I missed.
That took it to the next level.
I missed, dude. I never thought I would miss Verdansk so much, but I do.
So now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. We're at a crossroads right now, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and like the things that they come out with are just boring. I might make the switch and I might start playing something else. I'll be completely honest with you. And I don't know what that may be. I really do not know.
Hey, listen. We've always got a spot for you in the mill sims, like Ground Branch.
I think I'll pass it. So thank you so much for that. Listen, I think I'm gonna you're gonna see me playing. I think I'll probably play Division 2 before I start playing what you're playing. Right?
Shots fired. Shots fired, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, I think I might even get crazy. I might even play some Rainbow Six Siege. I love Rainbow Six Siege. It's actually one of my favorite games. Tom Clancy is a freaking monster. I love that game.
Hey, Division. That's the Tom Clancy game.
I love Tom Clancy. He's
a great guy.
He's awesome, dude. He knows how to develop video games. You know what I mean? He's
squad
awesome.
Up.
I think maybe that or something. I don't know. Maybe Apex. I might even dip into that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Apex has been hot.
Yeah, man. It just depends because my thing is, what am I going to enjoy playing?
Right. What
am I going to have fun playing at the end of the day? And if COD is not fun anymore, well, see you later, alligator. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're probably going to be catching me streaming Pokemon, baby. You know, I got all these Pokemon in the back. I might have to put them into action.
Brother, you should. I mean? You should.
I'm going to catch them all. I'm going to catch them all, baby. I'm not afraid.
Oh, listen, you heard it here first. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
You know what I mean? I'm not doing it.
You're right. I love that. I love the confidence. Warren, before we head out today, brother, first of all, guys, we appreciate you sticking with us for the last hour. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about Warren and I, and it's so much fun to kind of do these and dive in more, take a little break, you know, get to know each other. But Warren, before we go, I want to close out with a little tech corner of the week. I want you to pick another item real fast in your setup that you absolutely love or you absolutely hate and you wish you never got it. Either or, what do you absolutely want to talk about with your streaming setup?
All right, dude. One thing that people take this for granted, and people truly take this for granted, and I mean, like you really cannot live without. It's called a key light. Okay, and what I mean by this,
yes, sir,
it is the light that reflects onto your face. That makes it look like there's a shadow going on. There's like beautiful lighting on your face. So your face and your body can illuminate.
Oh my God, Warren.
Yeah. Listen.
Whoa.
Listen,
baby. Wait, can we get? Well, I need one more flex, baby.
Listen.
Give it to me. I want to see him.
Listen.
I'm listening. I'm right here.
Look at these things.
Ooh.
Look at
Oh
these
my God. Can you wrap me up in those, please?
Listen, I'll be honest with you, brother. We can definitely do that. That'll be my OnlyFans content will be down below if you guys do want to go check that out.
Roger that.
Yeah, the subscription is $1 million per month. So check this out. A key light will change the game of the way you look. It'll change the quality of your face. It'll change the quality of your background. And if you don't invest in lighting, I promise you, it'll come and bite you in the ass. So I have one right now. I might invest in a second one right over here. And then lastly, you're going to need an ass fan because it gets really hot. Okay.
Yes.
So if you don't have an ass fan, you're down bad.
It's funny you say that because I truly, and on a serious note, I truly want to invest actually in a mesh chair. A mesh gaming chair because Warren and I have pretty similar chairs. We've got the leather, big cushion. These they're so comfortable. They really are. Like I could sit in this thing for hours. I mean, Warren and I have both done 24-hour streams, and they're comfy, right? But boy, does it get hot down there! Let me tell you. My goodness.
Yeah. The sweat stains are quite sexy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can fill up an 8-ounce glass of water with this sweat. You know what I mean? So
love that. Bottle it up and sell it, baby. No, that is a good thing. Yeah, the key light, your lighting looks really good, especially that beautiful MPX neon sign behind you. I absolutely love that thing. And you got the good because you got the shadow light behind you as well, which looks really, really good.
Exactly. So lastly, let's go ahead and get on to you. I want to know.
Yes, sir.
What's your
you know what, man? I gotta shout out the Go XLR today.
Oh baby.
Dude.
Yeah.
So a lot of you know about the Go XLR. It's a daunting thing to try to understand this and take it on, but I promise you that it is worth the investment if you're a streamer. If you're not a streamer, do not get it. Trust me. Not worth it one bit. If you don't stream or if you're just starting out, don't worry about getting it. Just get a stream deck, which we talked about last week. But this thing, you can adjust everything. I can turn my voice down to you. Yep, I can turn Warren's voice down. I can turn the game volume down or up. I can turn the music volume up and down, all individually, and that's such a necessity with streaming. It ups your production value of your stream for your viewers. You can do these beautiful sound effects, ladies and gentlemen. You can do sound effects like that. You got your everything else. You can record things. It's just such a good piece of equipment.
I don't know how people can stream when you're at a higher level. I don't know how people don't stream without it. It's almost impossible. Yeah, you know what I mean. And listen, it is quite expensive. How much did you pay for yours?
I got mine actually on sale. Believe it or not, and it was $480 on sale.
Yeah, so I got mine for $550. Right.
Yeah,
but if you don't want to pay for the excess amount, you can actually get the Go XLR Mini, right?
Right, yeah. So we do have the big ones, the big boy.
Yeah, we do get the big ones. Yep.
Try to give you guys a little. There's a little peek of it. I don't want to pull my. Yeah, thank you. So does yours. I love it too. It's such a cool piece of equipment. And not only does it look really, really neat, but it gets the job done for things. And it does. And then last but not least part of it, not only can you do all those cool things and control volumes, but it vastly upgrades the sound quality of your mic. You can control so much EQ on it. It's just mind blowing.
So yeah, I mean, let's go over it. You get incredible sound quality. It simplifies the audio. And lastly, I mean, the sound effects and the noises that everything that you can make and the control that you have. It's a 10 out of 10. This is the best piece of streaming equipment that you could possibly have. A 10 out of 10 blows everything else out of the water. Nothing matches it.
I agree 100%. Yeah, amazing, man. Appreciate the feedback. Everything's been fantastic, guys. That's gonna do it for another episode of Gains and Gaming. Warren, do you have any closing thoughts? Anything you want to just let the viewers know real quick about live streaming? Anything?
Guys,
some dad advice, so to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, before we sign off, because we're about to sign off here. Listen, make sure that you guys are following your passion in some way, shape, or form. Whether that be taking small steps or whether that be taking big steps. Okay. Write down the reasons why you want to do your passion and always look at it whenever times are getting rough. Because at the end of the day, you have one life to live. Brian said it the best. So you better start living, right? You better start living right now versus when you're living at the age of 65 when you retire. Okay?
Exactly. I love that, man. I would agree. And that's my dad advice as well. It's like you just, there's no better time to start pursuing your passions than right now, this second. Like right now, brother, I need a haircut. Like there's no tomorrow. So I'm gonna go get my haircut. I'm gonna get cleaned up. I'm gonna hit the gym.
There we go.
And I'm gonna get motivated, baby. We're down 8 pounds. Came in at 192.
You're looking
brother,
good too.
Thank you, man. I'm not quite on your level.
But you're looking good, baby.
But we're looking good doing it.
175 is right around the corner, my man.
Trust me, we're gonna get there. I promise you that.
Yeah, baby.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for us. We absolutely love you to the end of the days. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for coming in to the episode. Yeah, baby. Warren, have a fantastic rest of your day.
Brother, you as well, my man. Thank
you
so
guys.
much for having me on.
We will see you guys all in the next episode.
Love
Peace
you guys.
out.
Peace
See
out,
ya.
guys.